Pietro, his father was a poor man. You might know about him because of Scarlet Witch. They were kind of close. They were teenagers when they first became aware of High Evolutionary's mad experiments and the fact that they haven't failed at all. He pretty much talks about the time his powers first went full throttle when his neighbors tried to kill their parents. He narrated how they called us criminals, they called us trash, and they tried to burn them. For months, they wandered, frightened children, terrorized by hate, and ripped from the only home we'd ever known. But he also talks about how there was glimmers of light in their years. They would sneak in to watch stuff. And it tells about their life. They lived on the streets, on the moon, in the Avengers Mansion. He talks about how nothing that makes them tired is not having a home. They talk about how they've always been wandering, and they eventually became monsters again, but then that's how they met Magneto, on how relatable he was. He had been through everything they had went through. He's the one that turned them into soldiers. They saw his true intentions and what he really is. They left them, and then again, they were alone, the two of them again. It's cool seeing pieces of their life like told through their lens, talking about how they became Avengers. Him and Wanda are really close. And all else is history, y'all. He's quick. I'm actually tired of the Quicksilver disrespect. I mean, he can use his momentum to fly for a few seconds, y'all. He's consistently moving so fast. He can make his own vortex or tornadoes. He can help slow your descent by cushioning you with a vortex of his. He has long range attacks just from him spinning his arms ridiculously fast, as you can see here, causing all this destruction. And similar to characters like the Flash, the vibration of his molecules protects him from the friction of the air and the flash-boiled seawater. So he's got protection for his own speed. He's fast enough to create his own walls of wind. He can vibrate, phase through the walls, phase through doors, kind of like in a form of intangibility with his speed because of vibrating his molecules. We actually see him phase in this being, so yeah, he can straight up go intangible. Vibrating through solid matter. This kind of vibration he can use to whistle at different frequencies. I mean, if you can't visually tell by now, yeah, he can run really fast. How fast? Let's get into it. Like, look at this. He can visually launch himself in the air by using momentum. I mean, it's straight up stated he's faster than a cheetah, meaning he can run over 70 miles per hour. He's faster than a speeding train, which means he can probably run over 150 miles per hour. He's can bare minimally run faster than the speed of sound because he can outrun Black Bolt's voice. So yeah, he has to be faster than the speed of sound, bare minimally. I mean, I kind of believe it when they say he could have circled half of Manhattan, the time it took for him to say that. Like, he's legit moving so fast, it looks like people appear and then reappear. He can make his own sonic booms going faster than the speed of sound. If you still have your doubts about him being speed of sound level or faster, and he's faster than a bullet, proving that he's at least the speed of sound or even faster than the speed of sound if he's faster than a bullet. Here's a good example of his speed. He basically ran to different parts of the world and what it looks like the same day. Like, you see him running into the North Pacific Ocean, all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, Budapest, Arizona, Gulf of California. Like, he's running to all these places. And I would like to assume in the span of one day, they even hint at it in this particular situation, 1,000 miles and closing in. And then you see him in sight, not far away, not long. So he traveled like 1,000 miles that quick in this particular situation. This one panel showed him going from Kansas to Arizona. I mean, there's straight up narration that straight up tells you that he's going at least Mach 4, 4 times the speed of sound. They straight up say it in another panel, Mach 4.5. I mean, if you go by the Marvel handbook, even they admit that he's way past supersonic. Like, he has achieved speeds of no less than 8 miles per second, which is Mach 41, 40 times faster than the speed of sound. He ran halfway across the globe in 92 seconds. Do the math. That's over 200 times faster than the speed of sound, over Mach 200. No, seriously, do the math. 12,000 miles in 92 seconds. Like, do the math. This is a clear example of the writers not doing math because they say he's going Mach 5. Well, even if you want to take this seriously, he's bare minimally moving at least 5 times faster than the speed of sound, Mach 5. But it gets worse when you actually have some kind of math skills. And if you do the math of 347 miles in 3.7 seconds, I dare you to do the math of that. It's literally Mach 400. So I don't know what that writer was saying, Mach 5. He's 400 times plus faster than the speed of sound. I mean, look how fast he is when he's possessed, crisscrossing around the world. It kind of makes sense. Like, this is one of the feats where it's hard to measure, but while they're literally having a conversation, he runs off and they're still in the middle of their convo and he's already back. He went from Tibet to Indonesia in like literally like 10 or less seconds or some crap. He really ran from Tibet to Indonesia, then back to the same spot. All of that in 10 or something seconds. That would be Mach 2,900 at least. This would prove he's thousands of times faster than the speed of sound. Like, notice how they draw these panels, right? Wanda's hair is in the air. He runs this way, right? Look at the hair. The hair is still up and he's already back. So it kind of makes sense about his speed. Like, you can't even shoot with him around. He moves so fast, it looks like he's in 8 different places at the same time. Like, he's traveling to these different locations in no time. His speed even helps him counter telepath type beings. In the time it takes beings to blink, he can evacuate entire complexes. Like, imagine doing a countdown and in between your numbers in your countdown, you just get blitzed and disarmed. He's disarming bombs before you even get a chance to say the words blow up. Like, imagine trying to pull the trigger and all your guns get blitzed out of your hand. He can run faster than other speedster type beings. Feats like this get a little hard to measure, but let's look at this a little deeper. In a split microsecond, Quicksilver was able to grab Captain America's shield in a split millionth of a second, like half of a million of a second. Half of 1 millionth of a second. Think of it like that. Like, we don't know an exact distance. Let's just lowball him, like, beyond belief, right? Let's just assume he moved 2 feet. We can clearly see that he moved more than 2 feet, y'all. I'm lowballing him here, y'all. Let's assume he moved only 2 feet. If he can move 2 feet in a split microsecond, that's bare minimally, like if he's able to travel distance, that the bare minimum speed to be able to do this, if you do the math, that would be bare minimally Mach 3,500, 3,500 times faster than the speed of sound, y'all. And I'm lowballing him, assuming Quicksilver only moved 2 feet. I'm assuming 2 feet, y'all. He clearly moved farther than 2 feet in a split microsecond. Now, this next feat gets a little bit tricky because it involves 2 locations that are fictional locations, but Marvel does exist on an Earth that's similar to our Earth. And if Genosha is somewhere in Africa, right? Like, look at this speed right here, right? He's talking to him on the screen, and then he just pops up. In this very panel, in like literally a split second or so, it looks like he traveled from Genosha all the way to Latveria. We don't have an exact location, but if Latveria is a Eastern European kingdom ruled by Dr. Doom, and Genosha is a island nation off of Africa's southeast coast, you can kind of do some calculations that would say the distance between these 2 areas is like 5,000 miles. Straight line type of distance, you could do some math like that. If he traveled this kind of distance in like a split second, that's insanity. Mach 4,000 is technically lowballing it. Narration says he moves faster than radio waves. Google radio waves for me real quick and you will know the speed of radio waves are the speed of light, and he's circling the globe at speeds faster than radio waves, meaning he can actually run at light speed. I think we all can agree that Phoenix Force users, their reflexes are way faster than the speed of light. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, think about it. The base characters on their own usually react to light speed stuff. So whatever their base self can do, the Phoenix Force is better. If you had your doubts about him being faster than the speed of light, anybody that's completely invisible to Phoenix Force users, I would be convinced that they're way faster than the speed of light, honestly. All faster than her eye can see, guys. I don't think you guys understand what this means for Quicksilver, yo. Like right here, this isn't Emma, but Phoenix Force people can react to beings like Gladiator, box with beings like Gladiator, beings that can throw punches in nanoseconds, stuff like that. Beings that can punch faster than the speed of light. Phoenix Force beings can react to these kind of beings. Emma Frost Phoenix beings can react and fight beings like Thor beings that can combat at light speed too or faster. But yet, Quicksilver was completely invisible to a Phoenix Force this high end. Was completely invisible to a high end Phoenix Force user being like Phoenix Force Emma Frost. Like, that lets you know, like, if you had your doubts about him being faster than the speed of light, I feel like this should be the proof. I know you're on the fence about trying to acknowledge him being faster than light. Well, in his opinion, he's the fastest man in the world. And you know, on Marvel Earth, the Marvel world has a lot of beings that are faster than light that stay on the planet Earth. So this kind of right here would kind of prove he can go faster than light just from this. If we're to take it serious, I mean, this could be considered vague, but while he's running, he was able to move his head and look up for a picosecond. This is something that can get overlooked if you're not like a math calculator or whatever, but luckily I got like AI to help me out with these calculations. You do the same with calculations, you will see I'm not tripping. Let's assume his head only moved 6 inches. Moving your head 6 inches in a picosecond, you would bare minimally need to be able to move 500 times faster than the speed of light, y'all, for that to even be possible. So like, he moved his head up at 500 times the speed of light. Like, his head said, my head is down here, I'm gonna look up. His head moved 500 times the speed of light. Like, think about that for a second. That's what he did. Stuff like this could imply he could possibly run 500 times the speed of light if we were to take his head nod, him moving his head up seriously, if he can do that with normal running speed. Now, when you think of Quicksilver, you probably don't think of him as a muscle guy, right? Like, you probably wouldn't picture him lifting a car or nothing, right? This doesn't seem like something he would do. But the tricky thing about being a speedster type character like him, he doesn't really need muscle when you're this fast. I mean, sure, like if we're to be honest, he's probably stronger than your average human, obviously, right? We've seen him break the grip of Sentinels, lift up men like 2 men at the same time. It's occasions like this where it looks like he just busted out with muscle. When it comes to these chains, this is probably just him vibrating or using super speed to bust them off or some crap. Pry open metal. I mean, they say he can at least lift 1,000 pounds or at least press 1 ton. Makes sense. I mean, for example, look at all this stuff he has to hold at the same time. His muscle isn't as weak as you think. Stuff like that, but that's not, like, strength is not something you would call his specialty, right? Can't say this enough when it comes to speedsters. This applies for Quicksilver too, when it comes to the fact that speed is weight. He doesn't need muscle. He can hit hard because of his raw speed. One Piece character Kizaru said it best: speed is weight. Like, I know this isn't an anime, but I think this rule should apply for Quicksilver because the environment does get affected when he goes at high speed. Kind of implied he can use this momentum and speed to affect things when he hits it or rams into you. He even talks about how he has to make his fist go faster, so he's using his speed with his fist when he hits beings. I love how the newer comics double down on the fact that speed is weight. Like, Quicksilver shows them his finger with raw speed. He can make a ridiculous shockwave just from him moving his fingers really fast. This also hammers home that, yeah, he can use his speed to increase his striking power, so it's heavily related when it comes to him. In this occasion, we can actually see him get tossed. We see him build up speed via swimming to hit harder, because after he does all this swimming, we see him hit this guy, and then he goes on to explain the math. Delivered by several laps through the oceans and the right vibrational touch. This pretty much proving, yeah, speed is weight. Yeah, all of this goes for his combat speed too. Like, as fast as he can move, all of this kind of translates to his combat speed, his fighting speed, and his running speed are all like linked together. That's why he can solve a Rubik's Cube with his hands, move his hands real quick to solve it real fast. He can juggle guns, shoot them all at the same time before the other one have a chance to fall. Like, he can move his hands real fast. Like, you can clearly see him using his travel speed and combat at the same time, dodging, ducking, and moving from point A to point B. He's countering somebody that can predict his next move, but he's too fast. Regardless, call me crazy, but when it comes to combat speed, anything super soldier tier beings can do, like Daredevil tiers can do in raw speed, I think it's a fair assumption to assume Quicksilver can do all what they can do but better in raw speed. If super soldier tiers can dodge lightning, what the heck do you think Quicksilver can do? Seriously, guys, if Daredevil can dodge lightning, why can't Quicksilver? Saying Quicksilver couldn't evade bullets is just laughable when lower tiers, way slower characters can do this. Like, seriously, these bullets look practically frozen. Look, he's literally dancing around this stuff. 1 second is an eternity to him. Similar to characters like the Flash, he has to purposely slow himself down or everybody will be talking like statues all the time. Yes, he can manipulate his own perception. All his senses are as fast as his reflexes. The world appears frozen to him at times. So bad to the point where it gets aggravating to him. Keep in mind, these Marvel characters he's fighting aren't slow themselves. A lot of these characters have had to fight fast and light type stuff, and he's avoiding their attacks too. I know some of you are probably skeptical about him being way faster than the speed of light, like I mentioned earlier, but look up his occasions with his combat speed. It adds up with his movement speed, him being able to avoid lasers, dodging and dancing around the living laser, light speed stuff, and him being able to dodge Cyclops' optic blasts, which are consistently stated to be the speed of light, old comics or new comics. This is the kind of stuff Quicksilver's dodging. A lot of other Marvel characters do this kind of stuff, and they're not even considered speedsters. Of course, Quicksilver can dodge it too, right? Like, he's teleporting people's guns out their hands before they even know what happened. His hands are so fast, he can tie knots in this short amount of time. His hands are fast enough to dismantle guns in like no time. This is a very fast combat speed feat, just for his mind being able to process all this stuff and his hands being able to flip through the books. He's reading entire books this fast. Quicksilver kind of has a similar weakness like the Flash when it comes to speed reading. He doesn't retain the information permanently. It stays in there for days at best, often only hours. In this particular situation, for a brief time, Pietro can learn anything in seconds. Like, we already know he's faster than the speed of light, but he can throw his hands faster than the speed of sound as well, because he can deliver 1,000 punches before they have a chance to throw one. You would have to be able to move your fist way faster than the speed of sound to even do this. Like, humans can throw a punch pretty quickly. Like, imagine that times 1,000. His fists are going way faster for him to throw that many punches out. He implies he can hit him with 1 billion blows, one at a time. And the time it takes to throw one hit, he can land 1 billion. This gets crazier because, give or take, if you do the math, being able to land 1 billion blows in the time it takes to throw one hit. If you do the math, I did with AI, to land 1 billion blows in the time it takes to throw one hit, like a normal person to throw one hit, each blow, to even get that distance fast enough in that moment, each blow would have to be moving 8 times faster than the speed of light. To land 1 billion blows in less than a second, basically, the time it takes a normal person to throw a normal punch. It's implied his fist can move this fast. Imagine this hitting your face. But let's analyze the weight of his hits a little more, shall we? We see casual hits of him chopping wood in half. Next, we see him bust up, one punching toe, punching hard enough to separate beings with punches, hitting all these soldiers with one hit at the same time. There's been a few characters he's one hit. Slammed down this wolf, launching multiple beings with a single hit. Magical enhanced beings he's punching. Yeah, he can stagger big sentinels even though they're larger than him. I mean, think about it. If something can ram into you, something that weighs 160 pounds, if it rammed at you at 99% the speed of light, what do you think that would feel like? Well, just in case you didn't know, there's a YouTuber named Vsauce. He did the math. If somebody was to hit you at 99% the speed of light, and if Quicksilver can hit faster, I'm lowballing him on purpose. Bare minimally, just being 99% the speed of light, if he was to ram into you, he would be able to hit with the force of like some of the scariest nuclear bombs. And in Quicksilver's case, since speed is weight, I mean, shouldn't by default, he should be able to punch with the force similar to nuclear bombs or something by ramming into you at a crazy speed? And I'm just talking about him going 99% the speed of light. I'm not even talking about him going above it and faster. All the beings that I'm about to show you him fight. Okay, Exodus, for example, gets hit by She-Hulk and he continues to fight, hit by Colossus. Some of the strongest beings in Marvel, bruisers, and yet we see Quicksilver make him sleep. You see the blood in his mouth too. This same being took hits from Colossus and She-Hulk, yet he was able to do this. So yeah, he's a telekinetic being that can enhance his durability with telekinesis. That's why he's able to take hits from Colossus and them, but yet Quicksilver is able to do this. Wouldn't this kind of imply his punches are even scarier than what I've been saying so far? Saying his punches are the weight of only nukes is kind of like an oversimplification. Oh, the weight of his speed punches can hit and damage Black Panther, Ultron Cap and Ultron Wasp he messes up. In this occasion, he was able to hit Magneto before he can put his shields up, I'm assuming. Beings like Thundra are bruisers. Like, she's very durable. She can take hits from characters like the Thing, Hulkish type beings. She can punch them back. She can take what she can dish, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say she's not a lightweight. Like, you guys already know the Hulk can easily destroy planets, yo. Like, if you slugfest with Hulk, you can easily destroy planets too. If you're in their neighborhood somewhere, it doesn't matter if he's stronger. If you're close enough, the fact that she's able to slug with him, you already know the routine. She out here boxing with Hulk darters and crap. Yeah, you see the feats. There's implications that speed is indeed weight. He hits Thundra this hard. Yeah, Quicksilver be kind of fighting heavy hitters. Yeah, it's so weird seeing him pick up a stop sign and swat her like this, and she kind of looked drowsy a little bit. Or am I tripping? Like, when you get to the next comic, she's still kind of recovering, so it lets you know he hit her freaking hard. But she doesn't stay down for long, but right here, see her kind of looking drowsy for a bit. You see? Stuff like this would imply he can damage the durable beings of Marvel. The weight of his hits would be able to hit similar to them thanks to his raw speed helping him hit hard, based on the occasion with Thundra, who's not a lightweight at all. And you know Mandarin's pretty strong. Even with this shield up, he still was able to feel it because of the high velocity. That, by the way, the comics do kind of prove. He uses his speed to ram into beings in combat, by the way. So his speed should let you know how hard his hits are. Mandarin's pretty strong, by the way. We see the weight of his hits even make some Olympians kind of sleepy a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Rogue is known to be a powerhouse rat. To really prove Quicksilver's might, like, she's punching High Evolutionary via durability, and he's just eating her hits. But Quicksilver, thanks to his speed, ramming into beings, his hits are enough to affect High Evolutionary with a blitz, a whole bunch of punches, and jack his face up. I mean, you can take this as you will, but he blitzed all these different characters. Some of these characters were not weaklings. One of them was Ms. Marvel. If his hits can affect Ms. Marvel, what does that mean? Captain Marvel tier characters can survive explosions where it's like the end of the world. She can withstand stuff where it's like planets crashing into stars and crap. If we remotely compare the weight of his hits to Captain Marvel's durability, if we were to take that scan seriously, if he can damage beings like this, beings that can withstand stars crushing on them, he can still damage with his weighted punches via his speed. Captain Marvel, some of that it's also a heavy hitter in Marvel. Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel can box it with She-Hulk. So what does that say about her? Wonder Man, like Rogue had the power of Wonder Man when she was struggling with High Evolutionary. Just keep in mind that Wonder Man is somewhere in the ballpark with Thor and him. I would still say Thor's punches are heavier than Wonder Man's, but I would say Wonder Man is not too far off. I would say Thor could be like a 100 out of 100 and Wonder Man could be like an 85 or something. Like, so Wonder Man's not that far off. He's a bruiser still, and his punches are pretty heavy. And we see Wonder Man kind of box with beings like Hercules, God of Strength Tears. It was a brief fight, not too drawn out or anything, but just keep in mind that beings like Hercules, if we'd assume there's somewhere in his ballpark too, beings like Hercules, the weight of his punches can shake the universe, y'all. So High Evolutionary is not somebody easy to mess up, yo. I mean, he's taken hits from the Hulk before. Well, survived hits. You know, the Hulk had him on the ropes, though. High Evolutionary's got hit by Apocalypse. Somebody else in Marvel I would consider a super heavy hitter. You're probably wondering, how does this relate to Quicksilver? Hyperion is literally a Superman kind of copycat type character that he has to take hits from and regenerate, blast this dude back, and they have a beam struggle with each other. This is the same Hyperion, like his durability is strong enough to survive 2 universes collapsing type stuff, where everything died except him. So now you know who High Evolutionary is damaging with his blast, taking hits from, vice versa. So now you know why damaging High Evolutionary like this is insanity, considering who he has to beam struggle with, take hits from, dish outblows to Quicksilver jacking up high evolutionary like that means he's damaging beings that are in the powerhouse tier, beings that can withstand universes collapsing, damage beings that can withstand universes collapsing. Like, these are the beings he's damaging, like beings like high evolutionary when Quicksilver speed blitzed them with the weight of his punches. Yeah, there's a lot of weight behind Quicksilver's punches. We even seen the weight of his hits punching powerhouses in Marvel like Graviton. I mean, I don't know how you can say Quicksilver can't hit hard when he's in comics with Scarlet Witch, his ridiculously powerful sister. This being that Wanda is dealing with, said to be even a threat for universal concepts like death itself, cosmic beings. This was like a team effort, but Quicksilver is building up speed with the help of Polaris. These are beings that can break the moon. Scarlet Witch is dealing with, this is a being that severs the edge of reality. Even hyperdimensional wards she can bust through, even the membrane of reality itself. Dimension busting type being. Reality itself is in danger. Scarlet Witch is able to damage this being. But also Quicksilver building up enough speed, such a cosmic type threat, he's able to affect or hit beings that exist outside the normal bounds of the cosmos. The weight of his hits, yeah, this is Quicksilver hitting this cosmic type being. Quicksilver hit her and scattered her essence across time. So yeah, the weight of Quicksilver's punching power is craziness. As crazy as this may seem, with all this speed, he technically knows a little something when it comes to using melee weapons, training and such. I mean, he takes on a Knight of Wundagore with a blade. He noticed Captain America's fighting style and counters accordingly, noticing the technique. I mean, he had training sessions with Magneto would send assassins after him in his sleep. I know this sounds ludicrous, but there was actually something that was going on that was too fast for Quicksilver. It was this thing that was keeping everybody frozen in a stasis-like thing. Quicksilver wanted to help everybody, but you see him traveling across the world while everything's kind of frozen. This defeat I brought up earlier, well, I'm back to it. It's this little thing he cannot catch. It's even frozen the villains too. So he goes to Wanda, says, yo, I need some help. I cannot catch it. It's something moving too fast for anybody to see. I mean, I want to call this a temporary power, but is it a temporary power when it's all in Quicksilver's mind? All she did was help break through his mental barrier. He was able to achieve a speed way better than he usually would, thanks to his synapses, mental powers, a lot. Speed beyond fear, speed beyond fear. And we see everybody working together. Quicksilver finally catches this thing he couldn't catch. You could argue in this case, Quicksilver achieved infinite speed. So via his mental blocks being unleashed, did he achieve infinite speed? It's reiterated here on how she boosted him. This panels confirm that the whole world was frozen in time. Quicksilver accelerated beyond the speed of perception to save the world. What? Like, he's literally trapped in between moments. But y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed. Did you learn anything about Quicksilver's speed? Did you sleep on his speed? He's a very underrated in raw speed. But before I get going, thanks for the donos, everybody. Respect them. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.